Hi guys, I'm back and welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos video. It's been long waited and apologies for this. I think it's been since last Thursday, if not mistaken, that there hasn't been a video. Apologies for this. The vote has been in though. A lot of people have had the opportunity to vote, and the BTC, as I said before, I'm going to start adding it to not every video, but quite often. That's going to be on the house, of course, but the second coin that we're going to be looking at each video is going to be voted by you. So BTC and ADA is what we're going to analyze today. Things have become a little bit more mixed, to be fair, as well. So it's very important that we have an update on BTC because the whole market is hanging on it. Okay, so let's jump to the charts, and before we do so, do not forget that none of this constitutes investment advice. It's purely educational. Okay. So I want to go straight to the BTC USD chart over here, and we're looking on the 4-hour chart, guys. Last time we talked about the possibility of this being 1 and 2, and internally we have another 1 and 2, which means 3, 4, and 5. And then 4 and 5, 4, wave 5, that is going to be cycle wave 3. But guys, I want to tell you that this has now turned into my alternative scenario. Okay, and we're going to have a quick look through that because these these moves over here from this from the low, to be fair, we have been seeing lower highs and higher lows, which means it really looks triangular, right? So the current structure that you see here is the one we talked about last time. However, because we really didn't break below the post-crash high, we might be in for another pattern. Okay, that is now my main scenario. Okay, and this becomes my alternative scenario. There is going to be a second alternative scenario to the alternative scenario that is also probable, but not as high as the one we're looking right now. Now, so that we don't become confused, I'm going to start with the main scenario, which is not what we see currently. Okay. That scenario, guys, is that wave 4 is not done yet. I think I've looked at this alternative 2 videos back also. So what I'm looking for this to be in a triangle. Wave 4 actually is, oh no, hold on. Wave 4 is indeed here. But it means we don't have an ABC, okay? It means that we've had an ABC down here, yeah, in the intermediate degree. Our wave 3 is over here, and this is the 5, and this is the 5, and this is a triangle, right? So that goes down here actually, and that becomes minute. That's the one. Triangle ended, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave A. Then we're going to get B, and then we're going to get C. Okay, and that's going to be in the minor degree. Hold on, no, it's got to be in the intermediate degree. Okay, so I hope you understand how this turns out, right? Which means, guys, and fairly soon we're going to have an answer to this. This is a triangle. Okay, so we've got A, B, C, D, and I'm expecting wave D, A, B, C, D, E. I'm waiting for wave E around the 39K. We might get an overthrow, might get a little bit higher up or whatever. To finish this, or it might be truncated. We don't know. And look at this. If we're going to do the 38.2, which is around 39.8, then that means that, you know, the ABC is very likely. That will mean, guys, that we're not just going to get another low, okay? We're going to get a second low as well, a very deep, much deeper low after we receive a correction to the upside. Okay, now do note as well, okay, because we're looking at this in the previous scenario that this is wave 5 ended here. It could be a case that we've ended 5, okay, over here, because this wave can be seen as either, okay, 3, 4, and 5, or the one we just saw, which means we could move higher up, okay, and do a wave B in an alternative formation. Because even in this scenario, we're still looking for wave B to be a triangle, okay, and then continue down in a 5-wave move. But should we get 1 and 2, and that's internal 1 and 2, then we're going to get 3, 4, and 5, 4 and 5. That's going to be A. I'm sorry, well, it can be A, B, and C for B, or it can be that A is going to be here, then we're going to get B, and then we're going to get C. And that is going to be B, and then we're going to get the C. So you can understand there is the main scenario, which is sub alternations because we do not know what pattern we're going to get. Plus, there is the alternative scenario with 2 other alternatives that might come through once we get a bit more clarity around that area over here, because we are contracting, and we're contracting, at least for the moment, symmetrically, which is a very good triangular formation. Now, let me just go back all the way over here, guys, and go back to the scenario that we were looking as main a while ago, okay? We talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and blah, 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 right? But now, then you might say, but dude, this is more corrective than impulsive, so maybe it's not really an impulse move to the upside. Well, maybe it's not an impulse move to the upside. However, because we're in the 5th wave, what if that is 1 and that is 2, and we're going to get 3 and 4 and 5, okay? And that is going to turn like being an ending diagonal. I wouldn't be surprised, but again, for anything that is even in the short term bullish, we need to break above the 3940K, guys. Otherwise, the sentiment remains biased to the downside. So I wouldn't really be looking at entering opportunities to the upside at this current stage. Okay, so this is all I'm looking for BTC. Now, you might wonder, what is the target to the upside? What is the target to the downside? Well, to the upside, you can simply use, and let's just take top to bottom as we currently stand for wave 4, and then put this all the way to the top. Okay, this wave, guys, is wave 4. Usually wave 5 is the same length as wave 4. Okay, sometimes it's also the same as wave 1. So we go to 100K with that being equal to 4. But if it's a 1, and we're going to be in that one over here, that is a big one, to be honest. We go from there all the way up here. Maybe it's already done because we are in logarithmic chart, right? So let's see where that is going to take us. It's going to take us to around the 75K. So either 1 or either 4, equal to, right? That, of course, assumes that that's ended down here. But you can do a similar thing if we move lower down, guys, okay? That target doesn't, well it's not going to change where we place that. What will change is how big the range is for wave 5, okay? Now, the other, of course, criterion that you can use to identify where we're going to go with wave 4 is to pull our Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and that can go from bottom to top. We really got quite a few rejections here at the 23.6, which most of the time can be seen as a bearish signal, because 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. If we're going to get 6 tests, we're okay, most likely going to move up. But if we're not going to get 6 tests, because this is a confirmation, 6 tests, then most likely we're going to go down to the 38.2. And who knows, perhaps even lower down to the 50 Fibonacci at 16K. Yes, you heard me right. And don't be surprised. Okay, now I'm becoming too bearish if we go down to that level. But do not forget that my top is 1250. Okay, guys, I don't really think that we ever again going to break below 1250. That's my progressive move. That is the barrier to my progressive move. Okay, so don't forget also that we are now struggling to get in or out of this base channel, which is very important. Okay, so that's the upside, that's the downside, that's the alternative scenarios and the main scenario. Let's move quickly on ADA. Very similar, right, guys? You have to understand that a lot of the pairs right now trade similarly. Let me check what I've done here because I'm a bit lost here. Okay, not a problem though, because we can be found. As you see, the 3 here, and I'm waiting for wave 4. The case is again the same. Either wave 4 is done or not. Very similar pattern. Okay, we didn't see a new high after the post crash high. Okay, 195. We remain below that. Let's call it 2. And what happens here is exactly the same thing. Okay, we didn't get a good wave D over here. That's true, right? Because what B, B, C, D, E. But well, it could be a case where that's the one. Okay, we're not really fancy about triangles, especially when we look at the 4-hour chart. We could be getting a divergence between the symmetry levels, and that's of course expected because when you look at the liquidity of the markets in ADA compared to BTC, you know, that thin liquidity could be what is really causing these divergences, these discrepancies in prices, right? So I'm looking at the exact same scenarios here, guys. The thing is very similar. We're looking at an ABC though over here, okay? And over here, it could be wave B again. So that means that there could be WX, not DB, and we can get another ABC. I wouldn't be surprised if we see prices going down there, which is below the $1, but some of you will get scared if you hear that. But my main objective, guys, here is not to get you scared, is to give you the probabilities, okay? And for me, since we are struggling here still, right? But this is our base channel, okay? We are really outside it still, but in case we break back below that, there's 2 levels that we're going to be potentially meeting. One is the median line of the base channel, which is around just below the $1 as well. And the other one is around half that, the 50 cents, the 60 cents or so. Both are possible. We had a false break over here and we had an impulse in wave 3 as well, right? When we get impulses like this, usually we get down to the half, okay? Not all the way to the base channel, to the opposite channel, right? To the lower trend line of the channel. We'll go to the median, okay? And as I said before, the scenarios are like the same, okay? So what we can do over here though is pay attention to something else compared to BTC, right? Look at this. BTC is way below wave A, yeah? Look at ADA. ADA is still trading above that level, guys. You see that the difference? We've got a wave C over here, yeah? And then we've got the 5 impulse to the upside. Looks like we ended the minor degree. Yeah, it's important. It's important to pay attention to that stuff. I'm still trading above wave 3 even, you know what I mean? Even if we get lower down, you know, I personally don't think that we're going to get ADA below the 90 cents ever again with the current structure, okay? Which to me, as I said, again, it looks like ABC, ABC, and we will get ABC, and that will be done and dusted. If we get a triangle, again, ABC, that's the W, that's my X, and that's my Y, okay? If we break above this trend line, chances of break higher. But only when we break the previous high, we're going to be a bit more bullish with the possibility of this being X, though still in play. Don't forget, WX and Ys do the 88.6 usually, okay? 0.886. Do not forget that. That's the 225. So that would be my confirmation to the upside once we break above that level. Still, again, someone might say, well, we might get an expanded flat or a running flat. Possible, guys, but I'm not going to tell you about those because it's too far. It's just, it's not optimistic to talk about these scenarios right now. It's very out of our depth with the current market structure, okay? So now, as I said, I'm mainly basing my correction levels here on the channel, but for reference, and as I said before, we didn't even do the 23.6, right? This is 78 cents. Bitcoin is fighting over here now as we currently speak. So you can see ADA is way more bullish with the current dynamics than BTC, right? Now, 78 wasn't like we did about 61, 78, middle, around the 70%, right? If we did the 70%, guys, we could get down to the 30%, which is around, that's 38.26, which is around here. Okay, that's the 60 cents. We could get there. That would be wave 4 being a dip, okay? And breaking the median line, of course, and going for the lower line. So only a break of this, should we move down, is going to make the bottom line of this base channel more attractive. Okay, so guys, this will be all for the day. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget you can subscribe and turn notifications on so you can participate in the vote. Okay, the vote is important because it gives you the opportunity to vote for the particular coin that you want to see analyzed. And when you have a coin analyzed, well, obviously you really know, you have more insights, and professional insights are always a good idea. If you check the comments on my channel, you will understand that. So if you want to leave a comment, don't forget, respect the community, and if it's related in technical analysis, don't forget to also leave a comment based on that, not just come and making claims, that's wrong, that's not what's happened, this will happen. Please, if you talk with definite terms, you're not going to earn my respect. Okay, so we will speak again tomorrow. If you follow me and if you are a subscriber to my channel, there is a surprise for you tomorrow. So make sure to stay tuned and follow the next update.